Hi, y'all. Welcome aboard. My name is Steve Grapp. I'm with Stand Up Arkansas. And today we're here with congressional candidate Rodney Govens out of the First Congressional District. Hi, Rodney. How are you doing today?
Another beautiful day in paradise. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to have you here. Let's talk about Riding with Rodney. You have a new program y'all are going to launch here in the next week or so, I understand. Give me the basis of what this program is about.
So you got a lot of character around Arkansas and the rural areas, and people seem to forget that, right? We start talking at these high levels and we start talking about issues and problems and taxes and everything, but people forget about the character and the cultural differences. Growing up in Elaine, Arkansas is vastly different than growing up in Mountain Home. And we need to celebrate that. We need to celebrate our uniqueness. What makes us all Arkansans also makes us different, and we need to celebrate those. We don't spend enough time on that. So that's what Riding with Rodney is actually going to do. We're actually going to ride around and look at and analyze and talk about, right, and learn what historical significant locations you have, what culturally significant places you have. I want to know about every single nook and cranny in every town. I want to know what makes Elaine so special. I want to know what makes Craighead County, in their minds, more special than Lonoke County. And then vice versa. I want to know down in Lonoke County what makes Lonoke County so unique, especially from the agricultural perspective. I want to know everything about Chico County that I can learn.
So this is like that riding around with celebrities or celebrities in cars or whatever that is that Jerry Seinfeld had, but we're bringing this local.
With a lot less fanfare, because if this is the mug that you're going to get, we're going to be struggling. But yeah, it's a similar premise, except a lot less jokes, more serious topics. We're still going to be a little bit lighthearted, right? And it's probably going to be a lot like James Corden's karaoke car situation, depending on the playlist. It all depends on what's on my music list that day.
I guess that's really going to come down to who you're riding with.
That's it. That's it.
Tell me about where y'all been so far in the district. I know you've been at this for about 6 or 8 weeks, maybe. Tell me where y'all been.
Man, we've been to 10 plus counties, 20 plus cities. Cities like Helena, West Helena, of course, Elaine, Arkansas. We've also been down to Eudora. We've been over to Lake Village. We've been to Star City. We've been to Harrison multiple times. And of course, we've been to Jonesboro and some of the bigger areas. And we've got a laundry list of places that we're going to be visiting across these 31 counties.
So when can we expect to see Ride with Rodney, and how often is it coming out? Give us some details about, as viewers, what we can expect.
We're expecting weekly content where I'm going to a new city with a new narrator every single week, because we want to be able to digest that content. I want the citizens of Harrison to watch this and see what makes Elaine, Arkansas so special, right? I want the people in Eudora to see that although we share a lot of issues across the gambit, Harrison, Arkansas, especially when you start talking about the Buffalo National River, right? Citizens in Eudora probably haven't even visited the Buffalo National River ever in their life, but they need to understand the significance of that river, because it is a fun river to float every Memorial Day.
So you're also trying to create some synergy and some interconnectedness within the district between your cities and towns, so people can be more aware of their neighbors. Is that what I'm hearing?
1,000,000%. And it's twofold, right? Number one, it's hard for me to empathize with the Buffalo National River situation if I don't know anything about it and I'm not exposed to it. It's hard for me to care about public education when my kids go to private school, right? So I want to bring all of this to the forefront so that we can actually talk about it and we can actually feel some of the pain on issues, and also celebrate some of the successes on our uniqueness as well.
I didn't hear you say this explicitly, but this is implied. This also becomes a listening tour. If you're running for Congress, is that important? And is that important to you? And is that part of this program?
That's the second part, right? Because I told you the program's twofold, right? Too often we've got legislators, we've got politicians that talk at us. They effectively tell us what we should and shouldn't care about. It should actually be the reverse, right? It should be, we have issues specific to Arkansas that my congressional representative should care more about than some of the issues they have over in Arizona, right? Issues are issues, and we have some of the same issues across every geographical area in this country. But there are specific issues that I want to talk to my congressional rep about that don't have anything to do with some of the national hot button topics. And they're impossible to talk to. These guys don't even come home, Steve. Well, I don't know. I don't know where my congressional representative is. I'm still looking for him.
We appreciate what you're doing. So any last messages you want to give to people out there, ways to get in touch with you? What if somebody wants to sign up? Do you have a specific means to say, hey, I want to drive around Sherwood and tell you about where I grew up? I know that's not the first congressional district. Someone might be in Humnoke or Possum Grape or Paragould, Pocahontas, Osceola, Truman. I can name a whole bunch of towns I'd love to know more about.
Oh yeah, shouts out to former Mayor Pip Terry right down there in Humnoke, man. Me and Mayor Terry go way back. But in order to get in touch with us, you can go and email us at hello@rodneyforcongress.org and tell my campaign team, tell me, hey, I want to do this with you. I want to tell you exactly why my area is so special to me and why you should care about this area just as much as I do.
Man, this is a wonderful thing. I cannot wait to see these videos. Can't wait to see all the different places around Arkansas. And the first district in the Delta is often forgotten.
Yes.
In Arkansas. So this will also serve to bring some attention to that area of the state in places where people in Little Rock or West Arkansas or Northwest Arkansas may not realize what's going on in the Delta.
That's right. That's right. And this is the biggest geographical district in Arkansas. When you start looking at how much land it covers, you're talking about 31 counties all the way from Boone.
Wow.
All the way over to the West Memphis area, all the way down to Chico County with Lake Village and Eudora. That's a lot of land to cover. So when you sit back and you look at it, I need to be able to explain to the citizens of Eudora why you need to care about the Buffalo National River, because it may not be the river that you care about, but I bet you care about government overreach.
Tell me what's going on in the first district.
Man, a lot of stuff's going on in the first district, right? The latest issue that came up is Helena, West Helena is without clean, potable drinking water right now. We've got the National Guard deployed. I think they've got a 2,000-gallon water buffalo deployed down there, but that's not going to be enough. We definitely need to we need to reevaluate the infrastructure down there. There's a lot of blame to pass around. Everybody's going to own a little bit of that. But right now, the focus is making sure that those children have clean, potable drinking water so that they can cook, they can eat, they can drink, they can take showers, the whole gambit. That's the latest.
Now, isn't this the second time this has happened in a year?
The second time in recent months, yeah. But when you actually look at it over a decade, Steve, it's happened more than just a handful of times. And it goes into infrastructure and it goes into money and resources, right? Not only do you have to have the money and the funds available, but you also have to be able to spend that money wisely. And like I said, there's a lot of blame to go around, state legislators, federal legislators, local legislators, local leadership. But at the end of the day, we really want to focus on just making sure that we get them back up and drinking clean water. And then once we can go ahead and get some stuff in place to move forward and progress and permanently fix the problem, then we're going to really start hammering and asking some questions.
Anything you got planned to help out over there? Anything that citizens can look forward to stepping up and helping?
Yeah, we're going to be asking, and we're organizing that now. My campaign team is going to be working on that right now. We're going to be organizing drives to provide water, bring water down there, pallets, slates of water. Now, our campaign team did reach out to Walmart and the Walmart Foundation, and there is some work being done there. So that's a good sign, because what they did for Flint, Michigan, if we can just pick that up and airlift it over to Helena, West Helena, we're going to be in great hands. So shouts out to Walmart for taking our call and helping us with that. We've also reached out to a lot of the local leadership around and just made sure that there's some awareness, right? And that's the biggest thing that we can bring to the area is awareness. Because when you go and talk to the average Arkansan right now, and this issue's been going on for a few days, they have no idea. They have no idea what's really going on down there. And I think KAIT and THV actually covered it already, but I haven't seen KATV. We've got to get more awareness. We got to get people down there to understand the gravity of the situation, because babies don't have clean, drinkable water right now.
If people wanted to reach out to the campaign, what's the best way for them to get in touch with your campaign? Or do you have a website or anything they can go to?
All of our contact information is located on our website. You can reach us at rodneyforcongress.org. That's all one word, no numbers. So it's RODNEYFORCONGRESS.org, RodneyForCongress.org.
Okay. And maybe an email address or something people could contact you through?
Yeah, our email addresses should all be listed there on the website, but the main email address to remember anytime you want to get a hold of anybody at the campaign is going to be hello@RodneyForCongress.org. Keep it simple. I live by the KISS method.
That's easy to remember. Okay. Again, thanks, Rodney. And we'll be looking forward to Riding with Rodney on a weekly basis coming out of the campaign.
Absolutely.
RodneyForCongress.org, y'all. Everybody, thanks for being here today.
Thanks a lot, everybody.
Bye.